Some more news on the Positivity Friday podcast, which is maybe not positive, is Odell Beckham to the LA Rams. And I think he can still play. Is Odell the guy that, we've grown to know, right? I made some notes here for my, and I have this kind of partnership with Lion Sports. So I did like a video on Odell Beckham. All right, and what team he potentially would go to. But let's talk about Odell Beckham for a second and like find out who he is. So he had a historic start. His first 3 years, almost 300 catches, over 4,000 yards, 35 touchdowns, all in his first 3 years, which is amazing. Like amazing, right? Off to a great start. Over his last 5 years, 16 touchdowns, less than 3,000 yards. Like the production has dropped off drastically. Now, I know a lot of it has to do with injuries, but right now he's supposed to be healthy. 0 touchdowns. That's not the Odell that we know, and he's not getting the targets. Matter of fact, I saw something that said he hadn't had double-digit targets since week 1 of the 2020 season. Now, again, he did miss some time, but is Odell still Odell? Now, his dad thinks so, right? He put out the video of his son getting open, so that he's not getting the targets, And one thing about Odell, and he's similar to guys like Dez Bryant, Terrell Owens, they aren't an issue until they are, right? And how do they become an issue? It's more so of if you lose or if you're losing the game or whatever, and they're not able to contribute, like you're not getting them the targets where they feel like they have the talent and ability to help win, they will be upset about it. They're going to be upset about it. So Terrell Owens, he was like that, right? Like when the 49ers are losing with Jeff Garcia and Mariucci and all that, Terrell Owens, the outbursts come. It's like, if we lose and you're not getting me the rock where I feel like I can help, we're going to have issues. Dez Bryant, he was the same way. When we saw the outburst on the sideline with Dez Bryant, I can guarantee you it's when he is not getting the rock and you're losing. If you're winning, I don't think they complain as much about the targets and things like that. But they feel like their talent is so immense that they can help in a situation that's not going well for the team. Get me the rock, I can change the situation. But when you don't, they're emotional and they get frustrated. And clearly, Odell Beckham got frustrated with the situation over there in Cleveland. Now, I do want to add that the locker room is saying he wasn't an issue. So the outbursts and things that we've seen from Odell in the past with New York or Terrell Owens, Dez Bryant, they're saying those things weren't an issue. So I guess they're a little bit kind of caught off guard by his I want out, right? Now, his father posted the video, my son clearly can get open. They released him. He's up for grabs, goes unclaimed, probably because, he was owed like $7 million. Only so many teams could do that, and he wanted to go to a contender. And you hear John Lynch come out and say, he wasn't interested in us, and we're not there. And I know people are upset, like, man, why the 49ers, how come they didn't go after Odell? 49ers aren't in a position to go after him. They are a team that's 3-5 right now, and he wants to go to a legit contender. Now, we are going to talk about how we can spin this whole thing, all right? But I think for a couple reasons why it just didn't make sense. One, again, wanted to go to a contender, wanted to go to a team where he felt like he can compete right now, all right? And where the 49ers stand right now, there's just a lot of uncertainty with this team, the direction they're heading in, and what the hell is going on. So that's not a team that was going to be able to really take them on. But on the other side of things, didn't make sense from how the 49ers are kind of constructed with the targets and receivers that they have and the inability to really get these guys the ball consistently, right? So do you throw Odell in the mix with Debo and the Ayuk that you're developing, and it looks like he might be coming out of that doghouse, and George Kittle, right? Like those are your 3 guys that are going to get targets, and you want to continue to develop those guys. Now, I'm not saying that Odell couldn't help 49ers. I'm not naive. I'm not stupid. Clearly, Odell could definitely help the 49ers, right? We got Mohamed Sanu out there, okay? Take his spot. You know what I'm saying? But where the 49ers are right now is not a desirable situation for not just Odell, but I think most people. You know, with the 49ers right now, what we think they are, we're not excited about this, right? We come on here every day and we kind of talk bad about the 49ers and where they're at. And we discuss our displeasure for them. I think these, NFL players and their agents and things like that, they're having the same conversations about the 49ers. We don't know who we are and we don't know where we're going. But I'm still going to spin this in a positive way. All right. So, again, I appreciate everybody that's in here. Hey, man, if you like what you've been seeing so far, go ahead and hit that like button. I will bring people on, but I do want to talk about some positives.